What's up, everybody, and welcome into the Backliners podcast. Aggro and Barracuda, not as per usual, because Barra skipped on me last week. But I guess as a rare treat, we've got Barracuda, and as well, we've got the brand new world champion support in Rongu from the Atlantis Leviathans. Ronnie, thanks for joining us, and congratulations on the big dub, man. That was we're gonna talk about the whole run and all that kind of stuff, but it was impressive, to say the least. You guys made it convincing, I'd say.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a good run. Actually, when we lost in the playoffs, someone was like, "Okay, this is good, guys. We're gonna make a run." I was like, "Bro, we just lost. Like, how is he positive with this?"
You gotta trust that Zapman Mental, man.
Yeah.
I loved so many times. I mean, you guys would stand up and you'd be yelling that you won a game and that kind of stuff. And Zap was always just sitting there. It wasn't even smiling, bro. He's just sitting there, like, not even happy yet.
Yeah, I was watching the replays and we were all hyped up, and then Zap is like, "Yes, GG's."
I was thinking, like, I wonder if you guys win, what his reaction's gonna be. Like, is he even going to be excited then? But he was, he was excited at that point. But he was just focused in, bro. He was just focused in.
Yeah, I remember the fourth game against the Kings, and when we won, he was like, "Oh, damn, I'm too old for this." We just laughed.
Dude, I feel that.
A fun time.
That's an absolute mood. All right, well, let's just kind of start at the quarters and kind of move our way up, that kind of stuff. Barra, that does mean we have to talk about your set. Sorry about that, buddy. But before we get to it, I want to let you guys know that this episode of the Backliners is brought to you by Axie Infinity. Play-to-earn games are games that allow you to earn crypto in-game, and Axie Infinity is the most popular play-to-earn crypto game in the world. Go to go.okex.com/Axie or link in the chat to find out how you can start earning crypto today. All right, the first quarterfinal was the Jade Dragons up against the Solar Scarabs. Barra, you weren't here to talk about predictions. Hazer and I talked about them a lot. Mm-hmm. We were saying that obviously the Scarabs could beat the Jade Dragons, but that we expected the Dragons to kind of step up and look like their normal selves. Mm-hmm. And they did in game one, and then they did not after that. Barra, I guess we'll kind of start with you here. What were you thinking when you were watching this set?
Well, we were screwing both those teams a lot before, obviously, because they were on the other side of the bracket. And both of them seemed pretty weak going into Worlds. We were winning, I think, like 85, maybe a higher percentage of the scrims, like going into Worlds. And so we were kind of thinking it was a toss-up between the teams and just who shows up that day, because neither one was really playing great against what we were playing. And I think that baited us a little bit into some picks. But yeah, I think Sot and Scream and Inbound diffed their opposing role in all of the wins that they had against Dragons. Like, they just did more on the map. Sot literally looked like the best solo laner. Dude, when he was rotating and impacting the map.
Insane. He was going absolutely insane in this set.
And Scream was diffing Sam, and Bobby was making Umoja look like one of his best characters, which is, I mean, no offense to Bobby, but he's not known as like the premier Umoja player. No. But he was playing like it. And as a fan of Scarabs, I was really impressed to watch them like come together. I do think that is some of the worst. Like, I don't want to take anything away from Scarabs, but I do think that is some of the worst Dragons has played ever. Mm-hmm. They just did not look cohesive. Their decision-making was bad. They were getting outplayed in, like, the micro plays as well as the macro plays. And they just looked very disorganized and just kind of lost. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just didn't seem good, sorry.
No, I think that's definitely correct. I mean, they dominated game one and then basically just got stomped the rest of the set. I don't know, Ronnie, you can go first before I kind of give what I was thinking. I mean, what were you thinking when you were watching this set?
To be honest, Scaras really impressed us. Even though Well, scrims doesn't matter to be honest. At this point, I learned this. Scrim doesn't matter in before the tourney, but like we were having our more struggles against Scarabs than J Dragons. But I was like, it's scrims, they can beat us. It's okay. But for example, I don't know, they just show up better than them. I feel like Inbound was doing smart plays, but sometimes questionable plays too. So,
Oh,
but it's
you mean
okay,
he was being inbound? Just the typical Bobby stuff.
I think he was just being more productive. They woke up with the right foot, and that's it. I think.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Scarabs played really, really well. I mean, obviously, Solo Patrol was going crazy. Baronic, they clearly were trying to, invade Reds and put Hurry behind and give the farm over to Baronic and let him kind of do his thing. And Baronic was playing really, really well. Thought that, I was very impressed with him. I mean, he goes 7-0 in game 2 and then 8-0 in game 3. And you're going to win all of your games when that happens. In fact, the last 3 games of the set, he goes a combined 18-1, which is really crazy. I thought that the game 1, it was the Freya pick, and Stuart just like didn't get to play the game. And the Dragons played up against the Freya how you're supposed to play against the Freya. And then they go Olaron, and they just didn't do to the Olaron what they did to the Freya. And obviously Olaron is better in the laning phase than Freya early on and can defend his purples better. But not well enough, I don't think, to just not go for any purple invades or any left side buff invades. And then, game 4, they pick Scotty, and I'm thinking, you're thinking about playing... Barra, you're a Scotty lover. How would you love to play Scotty into Serket, Dodgy, Osiris? Does that sound fun to you?
That's awful. And then also, I think it was into Olo, and that's not even a great matchup because he just ults your dog. Like if you eat your dog at the Olo to start the fight, he ults your dog and then just ignores your dog because your dog's like
slow,
8 years behind, stuck in the Olo Renault, and he just walks at you and kills you.
Yeah, I figured.
Not a great 1v1 either.
I was gonna ask you, I figured if that's got to be a matchup where if Scotty gets ahead, the Olaron shouldn't be able to do anything, right? And then they just never played around duo. They Fine got really big. This was the Bastet solo game. Fine got really big, and so Sam was camping his lane a little bit. But I felt like Fine's big. They should just let him be big on his own and go get Panda ahead, because if he comes out of the laning phase as Scotty against Dodgy, Olaron, Serket, and Osiris, then he's not going to be able to play no matter what. So, I don't know. Their macro just really confused me.
You can play those style of picks if you have a lot of mid jungle pressure and you can control the map and get wards and just watch the Serket move around the map. But a lot of times in SPL, you can't do that. Or at tournaments, you can't do that. You're not always going to get the perfect ward vision, and you're not going to feel comfortable enough as a Sky to step up and ward for yourself. So then you're just stuck in this perpetual cycle of oh no, I'm gonna die if the Serket or the Dodgy's here, and you just start losing pressure, etc., etc. And also, I don't remember the games exactly, but I want to say, even though Fine was big, I think Sot was still the first one to rotate to things, and the first one to make an impact.
Yep, he definitely was. I mean, he got big because that cheese gank at level 1 on Hurry, where Sot just came in right away. That dude, what a tilter that must have been, bro. I would have been on the moon if that were me. And then Hurry comes back and he walks to his red buff and screamed just insta dodgy 3s on him as soon as he shows up and dies for it, but he killed him anyways. And that would have sent me. The Scarabs just held W, and it worked. And it was, but they also played the map really well and had good micro and all that kind of stuff. So it wasn't just, it wasn't a cheesy win by any stretch. Yeah. They definitely earned it.
Scarabs did the same thing in scrims. I assume they did it to you as well, Ronnie, where they would literally just drag you into the mud. It was just a slugfest the whole time. There was constant fighting.
Yeah, there was arenas in middle lane every time, or in duo, or in Gold Fury or Oracle. There was just arenaing every time.
Hey man, if it works, it works.
Also, I feel Bastet was a trap pick into this tournament. I feel maybe only Scream played well.
Yeah, Scream played it really well, and everyone else did not look very good.
Yeah,
on that
even my
day.
jungler, by the way, if you're watching this panel, you're bastard, bro. It's not it. It's not it.
No, everyone looked bad on it. I feel like everyone was missing ults on it. I mean, even the game where Fine's like 7-2 or whatever, I feel like he got every kill with abilities 1 through 3, and the ultimate like never mattered at all. But Scream didn't miss, dude. That guy, I mean, he
Yeah,
was nailing it. He was hitting everything, and he made it look really good whenever you could hit everything. So
yeah. I remember there was one play where he was in some speed and he soloed him. It was like, what is he doing there? Why is
yeah,
where is his team, bro? Like, I was kind of upset because I was watching that.
yeah. Hey man, I'm sure you weren't as upset as Sam was whenever he got soloed underneath his tier 2, and then Scream still lived. That was pretty crazy. All right, then to the other quarterfinal. This one was a bit of swift justice here from you guys, Ronnie. I mean, obviously your game 1 picks and bans, the Nox support and the ESET support. What was Jake's reaction whenever they locked in Nox, Barra?
We did not expect that bottom 2. You could give me that draft 100 times, and I would never guess Nox Chalk bottom 2.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are these guys doing? This can't be good. And then we get to the team fight stage, and I'm like, I'm not getting any value off my Oleron ult. Ronnie's literally Nox ulting me every team fight, or I'm getting Chalk ulted every team fight. Like, what am I supposed to do? And I was like, oh, this is actually pretty good to what I'm playing. So... yeah, then the sieges were also so difficult. Like, on that duo Phoenix, it was so hard to actually get in. And I didn't want to, like, full commit YOLO my ult to get the Phoenix. Because, like, most of the time I was getting Nox ulted and Chalk ulted. So, like, I don't know. That was such a rough game to, like, figure out what to do.
Dude, I've been saying that on Phoenix sieges that just chalk axe into rain, like, where they're walking in. Like, it's the whole Phoenix. Like, you can't get anywhere near it, and you're slowed and attack speed slowed, and that's OP. Like, he's going to have it back, basically, by the time it's done, if he has full CDR. So, I don't know, man. I'm a chalk believer, for sure. I'm kind of surprised we didn't see more of it.
To be honest, we copied that chalk from Benji, because there was, I think, 1 week or 1 day we had a double block. He was just spamming chalk, I think, or something like that, and then we were like, okay, I remember this. So we were about to start our scrimmage, right? And then Subman goes, he was like, guys, Chuck is OP. Yesterday in my rank games, he was holding W, he was tanky, he was healing, I was slow. Let's ban that gold, please. And then we're just banning it or like practicing. When we figured it out, it was like a good pick. So yeah, Chuck OP, I guess.
Dude, Zap in the rank sense, man. He knows he knows what's good, I suppose. He was about it. Yeah, I mean, that game 1, even though, you know, I think that as time goes on, we'll think of this set as a really easy one for the Leviathans. That game 1 was really close, and Barra, you guys worked on the verge of winning. You had an EFG, and we're sieging left side Phoenix. What do you think went wrong in that one fight?
I think we just couldn't find the proper... There was like a mixture of we couldn't find the proper room to siege the Phoenix, and then we also couldn't find the like initiation that we wanted. And then we also felt like we were kind of on a timer to get the Phoenix, like before obviously EFG wore off. But our team comp can't run away. And that's the thing. If we're committing to the Phoenix, like if I'm Oleron ulting the Phoenix, I can't get out. Like... I will always get chased down and caught, and so it's just really difficult. Like, I don't know, it's so easy to do it in a scrim. You just ult the Phoenix and just go for it, and most of the time their front line will like play poorly into it. But Leviathan's front line weren't giving me the opportunity, and I was getting like 3 or 4 man ults throughout the game, but I wasn't getting kills and I wasn't getting value off of them. So on the Phoenix, I didn't want to just like YOLO, just like here we go, like here's my ult. But, I don't know, it was so weird. Like, I watched it back, and I think Last got, like, one-tapped off an Erlong knock-up into Stinger. And then once that happens, like, we lose the game off of that. Like, he's going to pick up Stinger, they're going to chase us down, they're going to chalk rain on me all the way up the map, and I can't get away. Like, I was, like, on my way, and I'm like, do I want to bring them to my base? Do I want to bring them back to their base? Like, yeah, I don't know. The game felt barely winnable. And that's not great considering that was the draft. I think we literally did lose a scrim with that draft. And I mean, yeah, obviously it's scrims, but like if you're literally never losing with certain picks, that does give you like so much confidence. And we did feel like the E set was like really good, obviously going in, and we thought that they were gonna value it, but I think we were just lost in the scrim meta a little bit, and we were way behind the assassin support meta,
Mm.
and we were just constantly reacting to what they were doing as the set went on, and trying to like scramble, which is never a good thing at Worlds, obviously.
Yeah. Rangi, what do you remember from that game 1 in particular?
Okay, I think when I picked Nox, I literally said that we were gonna win the game, but then they picked Chiron, and I was crying inside. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna root anyone because he's just gonna get cleans. And it happened in late game. We were like 40 minutes. I was trying to do my combo clean. Combo clean was like, bro, this is so depressing, dude. And the time that I get the opportunity to do it because Karen was dead, I missed. I was like, I was done. I was just okay. Get me out of this game, dude.
Well, you weren't in that game much longer after 40 minutes, so you had that going for you, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay, and then games 2 and 3. Game 2, this one was just kind of pretty dominant from you guys, Rongu. I mean, Zap was the only one who died because he's feeding all the time. He's the only one with any deaths. He goes 2, 2, and 5, and the rest of you guys all live the entire time. Were you guys giving him a little bit of making fun of him a bit for that?
I mean, we're getting used to, it's like if someone dies, it's less than 70% is Sadman or Panerum, to be honest, 100% literally.
Yeah, exactly. That's what stood out to me is Panatom with a 0 in the death column. That's a little bit unique. And then Barra, you guys kind of go away from the E set after game 2.
Yeah, game 2, Jake was just getting picked on cooldown, and we weren't responding well on the map to it. And once Jake can't like step up on the map, we lose like all pressure. Like Ronnie's able to walk around the map freely, get wards out, and then wherever Jake goes, like there's 3 people on him, and he's just getting insta-gibbed basically. And after that, we were just like, okay, our meta's wrong. We have to do like an adjustment on the fly going into game 3, and we just like basically fought into them on solo side and basically put me and Zap on an island. And I don't think we were as experienced fighting solo side with assassin supports as Leviathans were. And so it was just like a final like Hail Mary basically because what we had prepped was not working.
Mm-hmm. Is that how you would describe the world's meta, Rongu? Do you think it was kind of like forwarded by assassin supports?
Yes and no, because I had a really bad assassin support game because okay, if you don't get a lead or like control the map or like use your mobility as an assassin, I don't think you're gonna do well because there was one time when I was Fenrir against the Kings and I didn't do anything against the Fafnir, or even I play Ganesh against an assassin. I don't know, I feel like in this meta you could go assassins or just counter pick. But most likely counter pick, I think, was this word to counter a lot.
What do you think if you had to describe the meta as a whole? How would you describe it for this event?
ADC Smite and Gilgamesh.
Dude, Gilgamesh went Panatom really on Gilgamesh, but I feel like every Gilgamesh just went absolutely crazy.
Yep.
Which, obviously he dominated all year, and then he kind of seemed to fall off. But turns out that that ultimate is pretty good, and like having a drop kick is pretty good. Like all that stuff tends to work pretty well, it seems.
It's really surprising that works.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe
Shocker.
it. You know what's so funny? I actually got a chance to play like when Gilgamesh was getting play tested. Before he was released, that was the beginning of the year when we didn't have anything going on, so I was working with the design team a lot and playtesting a bunch. And I'd say Gilgamesh felt like one of the weaker new gods that was about to come out that I've playtested. I thought that he was going to be good, but not insane. And and I was really wrong on that one. I can tell you that much. That god is something else. But there were so many iterations where like that ultimate didn't feel impactful before it had like an initial damage hit, or how strong the slow was, all that kind of stuff. There were just a lot of things that I was like, yeah, if you don't hit your 2, you're kind of just like useless. But so my bad on that. Maybe my feedback doomed us all with Gilgamesh.
His kick is a cool ability. I love playing Gilgamesh because of that ability, to be honest.
Yeah, it feels so good, man. Like, one of the most satisfying abilities in Smite, no doubt about it. All right, then on to the semifinal day on Saturday. It started off with the Titans up against Scarabs. Oh, I do have to mention Scream's demon build, because he typed it like 3 times in the chat for Gilgamesh. That's what makes him good.
What's the demon build?
The demon build is what Panatom was doing and what Scream was doing. The Shogun's Kasari. That's the demon build. I don't know why it's called the demon build, but here we are. If Scream deems it, that's how it works, I suppose. It's out of my hands at that point. All right, yeah, semifinals, Titans and Scarabs, bro. This first game of this semifinal like broke my brain. Like, I was literally losing my mind at this game because Titans, I think, were the overwhelming favorites coming into this tournament. Everyone was expecting them to play really well. Layers kills Baronic like level 2. Then he goes duo, gets like another kill. Then he comes back mid, kills Baronic again, I think. And I'm like, all right, well, this game's over. And then the Scarabs proceeded to play maybe the greatest game of Smite I've ever seen. Like, I feel like they didn't miss an ability. They moved as a hive mind. Like, they all shared the same thoughts for like the next 20 minutes. I mean, obviously, like, Sot was going absolutely bananas, but like Scream was perfect, Bobby was perfect, Stu was perfect, Baronic was perfect. They all just like outplayed the Titans individually, as a team, everything. It like broke my understanding of what Smite is to just like watch that happen to the team that I thought was really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That game 1, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but after game 1, I was thinking like, damn, the Scarabs might just become like nuclear red hot and just like mess around and win the whole thing. If they played like they did the last 20 minutes of game 1, they would have at least taken the Leviathans a little bit of the distance.
Yep.
But
yeah,
I don't know. They just couldn't. They burned too hot. They burned out, I suppose. But were you guys with me? Like, I was losing it.
Yeah. For example, right now I'm trying to think like, okay, who was playing well? But they're all well to be. I think Baroni was playing really, really well. He was doing a lot of damage, positioning well. He was playing like probably the best Smite I have ever seen of him. And then Scream just doing, Scream things. He's playing well. I think also there's one play where Cyclone pre-beats Hombat something. That was so weird, but I was like, okay, it's okay though. And then I don't know. Then the Jumoya, it was good. So yeah, I'm happy for the boys.
Bera?
Yeah, kind of just the same thoughts. I remember, I think it was it. Oh wait, I think I'm getting the Dragon set confused. Was it Sot's play? Yeah, it was Sot's play on the Layers at like backcamps that forced Layers to ult, and then they killed Benji off of it at blue, and then it was like all Titans momentum just got sucked away, like in that play on solo side.
Yeah, I think I remember that. I think Paul rotated to that. He went like as a front laner as Tiamat. It was so crazy. I don't know.
Oh
yeah. That was a huge engagement for sure. Scream in the chat said, yeah, I think we should have 3-0'd them, but we threw game 2 and lost the momentum, and that was tough. And I really feel like if that game 2, it looked like they were going to be in a position to do so. They never got really far ahead, if my memory serves, but it looked like things were starting to go really well. This is the game that Stewart was really big. This is also the game that Sot took a tower shot level 2 and died. Bro, that I was so sad, man. That just made me legitimately sad.
Yep, I remember that.
I was so upset.
Dude,
Afterwards, I saw Benji in the break room afterwards, and I was like, easy solo kill for you, huh? And it just extremely Benji voice goes, yeah, played it perfectly.
Yeah, I heard that.
That made me laugh, bro. I was loving it, man. I was absolutely loving it. And you know what? I'm not even mad at Sot for going for the play. You know what I mean? Like, if he solo kills him wave 2 or wave 1, level 2, after, like, dominating the entire dragon set, dominating that game 1, I feel like that's just the type of play that just, like, makes your whole team feel like you can't possibly lose. The downside is when you take the tower shot and die, that it's like, oh, now we don't have any confidence anymore. But
you
I
can
like the
remake.
idea. Yeah, you got to take the risk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how it
I
works.
watched it back, and he did have 15 health on Benji, so that.
No, that's what I'm saying, man. It was close.
But
No.
if Cyrus from behind into Nike, I feel like Nike just runs the game from there on out, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the way it goes. Also, it looked like they were still gonna be at a really good spot that game, and then Aurora hit like the god double stun on Fenrir.
Oh, yeah, he met his boy too.
Yeah, and hit the med, and it was absolutely crazy. That was just like such a big play.
Oh,
for
and
Aurora.
they panicked 2 beats at the same time. I was like, no, bro.
Yeah,
Was
it
that
was
game
like the
3?
perfect play from Aurora.
Yeah.
Cyclone was getting the treatment basically all weekend, man. Cyclone was just getting gunned down by everybody. It would be so funny, like they'd be team fighting and then Cyclone would show up and they'd stop doing fire or like anything else and they would just like 4-man run at Cyclone spin every single fight. It was just like I felt bad for him, man. There's just nothing you can do. You just gotta hope that everyone else is gonna carry the game for you. If they're gonna invest that much, bro, like what can you really do? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that reminds me of someone trying to kill me with circuit and 4 ultimates at the same time when I was Fenrir.
Yeah. That was a decision that was made. Was that in the finals or was that the
That was
semifinal?
Jake. That was
That was
Jake.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that was Jake. That's right. Yeah, that's what I
Oh,
thought.
I remember that. I don't remember the play. I didn't see the play. I just remember my team going, "We cannot go on the support like that." Like once we say that, I just know that like something really bad happened in that team fight because I did not watch those games back. I remember that conversation though.
Ronnie, I thought you had another like crazy escape where they used a lot on you. It was in the finals against the Titans when you were
Oh,
Circuit.
double fury. Yes.
Dude, I can't believe you lived.
Bro, I think I told my teammates I'm dead. But then I wasn't because literally, like, Paul, he was like, oh, hey, Ronnie, and then he just ignores me. I was like, okay, bye, Paul.
I know, you like turned around, you tossed the 2 at him, and you were like, all right, see ya. And just ran out. Dude, we showed a replay of it, and you lived because Layers beads your ult, which let him move, which made Cyclone Spin's ult miss. Because Cyclone ulted on Layers because you were like Circuit ulting him.
Yeah.
But then Layers beads and moved.
What?
And so it hit
Wait,
the
did he
Cyclone.
beats?
Yeah, he beats. I'm pretty
Oh.
sure.
Well, Spinner like
Or maybe he
ulted,
was
like-
super DR'd.
Spinner ulted like upwards, like past gold a little bit. It seemed like I couldn't tell if he was actually trying to hit because you can't miss that. Even if Layers beads, that's an unmissable Charybdis ult. But
Yeah.
he was like going upwards at. I don't know. I remember seeing it on the replay. I'm like, wait, what? Like, why would I don't know. That was just a weird situation.
It
Yeah.
was just
I don't know.
too free, I suppose. But yeah, back to this Titan Scarab set. Game 2, I thought that the Scarabs could win. We were talking in the green room in between games. We all felt like they had to win Game 3. That like none of us felt super confident that if they lost Game 3, they'd be able to win 2 in a row and just losing the momentum and all that kind of stuff. And then this was that game didn't go super well. That was the Guan Yu game. This Odin pick for the Titans was like super good. And then the Titans just kind of like tightened on them. Games 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, when I said the one you solo, I don't know. I didn't like their comp. They had one you Nasha.
Yep.
It was more like 4 physicals with Morgan, no follow up on Nasha ult. That was terrible comp, in my opinion.
Yeah, I didn't like that draft very much at all. And that was
Yeah.
kind of like what the problem was for the Scarabs a lot of this year is they'd find one comp and look unbeatable on it. and then teams would like hard pick and ban around it, and they didn't seem to have that like secondary comp to then win with. You know what I mean? Like they were really good if they got 5 out of these like 7 gods or 8 gods that are all kind of like in that team identity. But as soon as you take them out of that identity, they didn't have that follow up, which is difficult to do. You know, the hard part is finding the one comp that you can't lose with, and I think they deserve a lot of credit for getting to a point where they had a style of composition that they couldn't lose with against, you know, a lot of really good teams at a world championship.
Yeah,
especially considering where that team was.
Nash's jungler is so annoying. Like me as a support when I go assassins or whatever, I have to go beats, and Steven hates that when I go beats. He's like, "Are you going beats, Ronnie? Go die or do something." I was like, "Bro."
What about you, Barry? You want your support picking up beads, or you want them just dying for the cause?
I hate when they go beads, bro. Like you're throwing my laning phase by going beads. Like you're literally just useless. Half the time you don't even use the beads for like 5 minutes. So congratulations, you're just holding on to them for safety.
It's about the threat, Barra. You know, they need to have it just in case.
I get it. It's like I'm on Steve's side here. Like you're gonna die most of the time, so just get med for me, and then you should just position better. That's about it.
Wow. Tell us how you really feel, Baron. Unbelievable. These ADCs, man, just so ungrateful.
Yeah, the backliners, huh?
Yeah, that is crazy. Listen, only ADCs. As a mid laner, you can build whatever you want, Ronnie. You know, if you want to build med and save my life, that would be nice, but I'm not going to require it.
Yeah.
All right, then your semifinal up against the Kings. I tweeted beforehand that I really felt like this. I just did not know who was going to win this set because both you guys and the Kings have had stretches where you look really, really strong and then stretches where you look like you're kind of beating yourselves and not even stressing about what the other team is doing. But, bro, you guys, I mean, game 1, they get 1 kill. You end it in 20 minutes. But the first 16... there were no kills. I don't know if I've ever seen a game go from not a whole lot of fighting, you know, just a little bit of like objective positioning to over that quickly.
Yeah, I feel like it's always against the Kings. We don't fight at all in 10 minutes. Like I think it's literally this team. We always 10 minutes. We don't fight. I don't know if like we're starting each other, the comp or whatever. But then something crazy happens at gold or red or pyro or whatever, and then the game explodes magically.
Yeah, it was by pyro, and you guys win that fight, get fire, end the game. It was that easy. And then game 2. You guys kind of keep the ball rolling. This was a Ganesh game for you, Ronnie. How pumped were you to be able to play Ganesh?
That was a really good Ganesh game, actually.
Yeah, I mean,
I remember Genetics trying to jump as Fafnir every time. It's so funny.
When he gets up in the air, but he's silent, and it's like comes right back down.
Yeah, but then he comes back. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that was a really good counter against Fafnir. It's just like an Artemis thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you can like, I don't know, limit Fafnir of his ult, I think it's a really, really good counter. And Ganesh does that pretty well. Also busted. Like Ganesh, it was a really good Ganesh game in my opinion there. So we just did it and we won too.
Yeah, you guys really won that in picks and bans, in my opinion. Like, once you locked in the Ganesh, and then they locked in Nike, I think, Bastet afterwards, I'm like, okay, it's literally over.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked your comp a lot in this game. Somehow, Yark kept getting RDO, which is crazy. He does go 0-1-5 in that game, and only 9k damage, but still mitigated 46,000 damage that game.
Yeah, Ario is just so like why is that god broken, bro? Like 6 abilities, heals, cripples, bro. He can make you breakfast if she wants. What?
She can do it all, man. She can do it all. Barry, are you gonna say something?
I was gonna say I feel like other teams should have been playing RDO. Like playing against that character is so frustrating, and I think going into it, we had kind of thought that you guys and maybe Kings would play it, but we were mainly scared of you guys playing it over like, or we were just in theory thinking of like no one else is really gonna play Ardio except for you guys. But as a backliner, like that character is so frustrating to deal with, and then you also feel like oddly forced to buy anti-heal for an Ardio, which also feels really awkward and just bad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know,
What
man.
do you think?
I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm pretty sure that obviously she got a bunch of buffs in the middle of the season, but I think almost every single one of those buffs have been reverted except for the dash speed.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Yeah, decrease cooldown from 12 to 10 on the 1, and then increase the charge speed. Then it went from 10 to 11, then 11 to 12 on the 1, and then the 2 got nerfed. It got a second CD added and decreased the power debuff on the vines on the cripple from it lost 10% at max rank, which is a bunch. So she's literally worse than she was at the beginning of the season, where she didn't see any play at all. She's objectively worse, and she still looks that crazy, which I always think is really funny whenever that happens. So take that as a lesson, that there are OP gods out there that just no one's touching. They just don't know them yet.
Yep.
Yeah, I think also like Ardio into Hell, like the Ardio literally doesn't have to care about the Hell's damage at all.
Mhm.
And the Hell also most of the time won't build anti-heal. And I think like Kings and Titans are both kind of doing that, where like they kind of need anti-heal in their comp, but they're playing Hell, and now it's like we can't get anti-heal, or like we can't get as much as we need.
Yep. Yeah, do you guys think Hell was overrated? I mean, she was still like 100% pick ban, I'm pretty sure, in this tournament. Do you think that was, but then didn't perform super well whenever she was played? Do you think that she was overvalued, or do you think it was just, some low-end variance on the games that she did get through?
I think it depends, because if you get like AMC for health, that's really the best matchup you can get. I feel like the only good health in the league is Paul and Chinto. I feel like the other healths are, I don't know, too scared, or like, I don't know, because when Paul got health, I was like, okay, we beat his health in scrims when we got MC, so that was pretty much the plan. We knew that we live in hell open, so we're like just with the plan and follow it up. But yeah, I think hell is just, I don't know. I love that pick, but sometimes I hate it. I hate him because if you don't go like a magical in solo, maybe she doesn't do a lot of damage, but she can do a lot of damage too. It's weird. I don't know.
Yeah, she is really
Yeah.
weird in that way. Barra, what do you think?
Kind of exactly what Ronnie said. Like sometimes you can completely shut it down and nullify it, and then other times she literally wins the game outright at like 10 minutes, and she rotates everywhere and kills everyone. And then also you can't ever kill her. And there's sometimes I feel like I'll see Hell's going the same build, and sometimes I'll get like 1K'd, and sometimes I won't get 1K'd.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the difference is.
Well, the difference is if I'm playing it, you're not getting 1K'd, because whenever I play that god, I feel like I do nothing. Like, I feel like I'm not healing that much. I'm not doing any damage. I'm like, what is happening? Why is this god so OP at pro play? But then I watch Shinto play it, and he like one taps a jungler at level 4 with his 3. So I don't know, bro. Like,
it's also just, it seems like a risk factor. Like you don't want to potentially have to deal with that like X factor of a character. And we were scared of it going into Worlds, but we didn't really practice that much against it, because I think most teams were just auto banning it in scrims. And when you're auto banning a character like that in scrims, you just get scared of it on game day a little bit, because you can't really counter it, or you don't know the counters of it. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Ronnie, you mentioned it earlier, but you had this Fenrir game 3, the game that the Kings win, and also the only game you guys dropped the entire weekend, which is absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
Netrioid kind of went off on this one too on the Ola run. Were you guys? What was the environment like whenever you lost that game?
Okay, so I feel like we lost because I don't know, we were probably overhyped, or we were just making dumb plays. Like it was like a scrim, to be honest. We weren't playing patient. We were just I don't know, someone was dying when we were making planes right, and he's like, "Oh, why are the guys are zoning me?" And then he walks up, he dies. Just screen plays. You can't do that. But then he was like, "Okay, next time, I die, I end. We had a better plan, and then we just fix it." So yeah, a lot of screams are putting in the work there.
Yeah, there it is. I mean, the game 5 was, dude, this ending of this game 5 was so nuts. What do you remember from that game ending fight?
Oh wait, the game 4?
Yeah, game 4, game 4.
Oh, okay. So I don't, what I remember was like, there's no way I'm going to my first finals, and then also I remember when Variety was waving us in the playoffs. So the first thing I did is stand up and I wave at him. But we're friends, But in that moment, I had the I don't know, the excitement and I don't know, just revenge.
Yep. Dude, Barra, did you guys wave at the Bolts too whenever you guys
No,
beat them in game 3?
Shinto, and then Barracuda waves him
Yeah,
back.
Barra, you look,
I
bro,
was like, what?
I can't. You didn't even look upset. You looked like your brain. I swear, I saw like the cogs working in your brain. You were like sitting there like talking or something like that. You see a wave, and your brain goes, "Someone's being friendly. I'll be friendly back." And like you like smiled and waved instantly, and like it wasn't even a thought.
I mean, the game 3, like, it was just one of those, like, ADC games where I really didn't get to, like, impact it at all. So, like, the loss itself didn't really, like, hurt. Because I'm just like, well, me and Zap couldn't really done anything in that game anyways. Like, we just lost the fights on solo side. So, like, in the moment, I'm, like, not really that upset. Like, I did my best, and outside of that, like, I mean, you win and lose as a team. Like, that's just, like, unlucky we lost, but, like, because I was also, like, kind of happy for like Shinto that he was like that happy and that like trash talky because we had just trash talked them like really hard the last year's worlds.
Sure.
So it's kind of like you as a competitor, you or like for me, I enjoy like other people's success and like other people's happiness through that. Like I can like live through that basically. And just as a competitor, it's like that's just a fun moment. Like I enjoy that. Yeah, it was a funny moment.
I just think you're a puppy, man. That's just you're just a happy little puppy, and you just saw someone wave at you, and you were happy to be being waved at.
Oh, friend, nice.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Oh my god, I was laughing so hard when I saw that.
Okay, I wanted to ask. I think it was game 4 against Kings. What was y'all's reaction when you literally one tapped the Kepri off the whoop?
Oh
Did you
yeah,
expect him to literally explode?
Yep. Okay, because someone was like, okay, we're gonna play off the whoop, and I was like, okay, this can go super well or super bad because like Freya is initiating the team fight. Like, I was really scared, but it was okay. I'm trusting the 2 times, well,
Yeah.
2 times, and then I got Capri, and then we didn't say name ult or anything. Pyram just ult him like instantly, and then he was like, oh nice, let's go, yeah. And then I ult a Falmir, and then we just did fire, and then we back from the game. I think that we clear all the tower, hold the buffs from being 2k down to like 4k up or something like that. And yeah, that was our recovery game.
And then you just went back and Zap kept doing it again, bro. It was so wild. He was like, whoops. He gets like, what was it? He got like Kepri ult, and then he whoops and he gets Humbat's ult, and then he whoops and then he gets Oleron ult. Like
Medusa ult too.
Yeah, Medusa ult. Like he just got every single ult every single time he would walk up for a whoop and just like kept not getting punished because the King's draft just like didn't punish that well. You still hope that even if you don't have the tools, you can punish the initiating Freya, but
I mean, they don't really have like an initiation in their comp. They have like an RDO Kepri, and then the only thing Zap has to worry about is a Hun Blink.
Right.
So he's feeling like pretty confident with the amount of peel that they have.
Yeah.
Or just like the amount of raw damage that the Hun has to come into.
Yeah. I mean,
I really like Zap's decision making there.
No, I mean, it worked super well and was really hard for the Kings to deal with. And then the fight that really ends it, like he whoops and he gets Oleron ult, and Netrioid tried to like, I watched it back a bunch because that fight was so close, and Netrioid tried to come up and 3 Zap on the edge of his Oleron ult, and Zap just ulted it. and then shot him as he's like running backwards in his Oleron ult, and it like nearly one-shot him.
Yo, by the way, that other room was speed hacking, I swear. What? He was
Yeah.
teleporting. What?
Dude, he was so fast.
The same thing happened on Mid Phoenix, like on your first Fire Giant, and then at the back harpies on that ult, you somehow like disarm him with your fast.
Oh, my 3, yeah.
It looked so like I watched it back like on my stream like at like 0.25 speed, and you did not hit that disarm. You somehow hit that disarm. I don't know like what that interaction was. It was really weird.
He
Hey.
like I like that play because like Ororun tries to go for Sap, but Sap was because they changed the ult. I think that's why, right? Because now you're immune or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
No, well, I don't know. And then when I saw the Ororun sprinting to my backline, and I was like, wait, what is this Ororun doing? I was dying slowly, but I was just I act before die. Let's go. And then Sap goes like, yeah, going jar, and then we just press W, and then the mantle of Discord saved literally our lives. That mantle of Discord is the best passive in this game, dude. I love it.
Mantle so OP, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what an OP item Mantle of Discord is. He stunned BMT mid-dash that would have killed, I think that would have killed Steve, right?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely brutal. And just like the way the team fight was like from the camera angle, like Panatom comes out of nowhere. He comes like underneath the camera, like double dashes in order to finish him off. That was such a cool end fight.
Yeah, he almost died to the background for taunting, or I don't know what he was doing, but he almost died to the background. I was like, move, Panatom.
Dude, how often did it was Shinto and Panatom? They just kept standing up and taking their hands off their keyboards, like yell at the enemies.
I was dead, so I could stand up and not care, you know. But then I was like, yo, we gotta end, boys.
Dude, imagine if you guys didn't end because you were standing up and yelling.
Yeah, bro, I was like, oh shit, we gotta end first.
That would have been so bad, man. That would have been so bad. All right, then on to the finals. I mean, the Titans game 1. You know, you guys I thought did a really good job of keeping Paul off of the type of picks he wanted to be playing. He goes to the Zeus and goes the book build, which just means that he doesn't really have an easy spot for any anti-heal. You guys have Hell and RDO and a meditation, and their anti-heal was 1 Toxic Blade and an Onk.
Yeah.
Is that the type of game that you just like press tab and you're like, we can't lose. Like, we just have too much healing.
Well, to be honest, we know that Paul doesn't like to build Divine Ring because we scrimmed them a lot, and we knew for a fact that he will, if he goes like any other mages, well, maybe with Morgan it's good, but then with other gods, we knew that with Tiamat he doesn't go like Divine Ring, or like he was only playing Tiamat in scrims too, and then he was playing Shankui or Zeus, and then we had an idea around that, and then when we pressed tab, he didn't have Divine Ring. We were like, okay, we just gotta play slowly and we can win this team fight. Because Shinto died two times in the first game. As hell, I was like, damn, this doesn't look great, huh?
Yeah.
And then somehow we record. Oh, okay, I remember why he was recovering. He was like, let me solo this. Ronyo, can you leave? I need to wait for like, bro, I'm 2 levels down for doing nothing. Like I'm just existing, dude.
I feel like that's not I feel like you've probably been in that situation a few times before, though, with Shinto, him telling you to get away from his mid wave.
Yeah.
It's kind of what he's known for at this point. But hey, you know, he's putting it to good use at the very least. Made it work on that Hell. He was 0-2, went to 3-2 by the end of the game.
Does Shinto tell you guys what is his and what isn't his, or do you just know? Like, does Panatom just know, like, to not go to his own back camps? Or
I mean, if it's up, Shinto's gonna do it. If it's up, Shinto's gonna do it. Or like, for example, there's a typical, for example, we're doing oracles. Shinto throws out ability and goes to the wave immediately, so I don't capture him. And I'm like with Fafnir trying to kill the oracle, bro. It's so, I don't know. It's just synergy at this point. We just do it by, we're like robots, maybe.
Dude, whenever we did like the mid lane roll queue, and I asked everyone what changes they'd like to see made, and Shinto's answer was, "I wish there were more harpies around mid lane." I thought that was the funniest answer of all time, man. Like, you can get anything in the whole world. He's like, "Give me more harpies to farm." I love it, dude. I love that guy. And then game 2, you guys just kind of dominate again. Panatom just goes nuts on the Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh.
Like, Cyclone just couldn't play the game.
Before that, what is this draft? Like, what?
Yeah, the fact that you guys
Titans can win this comp. Like,
yeah, you guys got AMC, Yamoja, Ardio with your first 3 picks. Like,
it's like you guys blind picked.
Yeah, someone said that when we were like, it was like blind pick, Vulgar draft. What the heck?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you guys, and you bottom 2. I forgot that you bottom 2 Olaron Gilgamesh.
Yeah, we had an amazing team, come to be honest.
Oh, man.
And also, I don't understand why they're banning Freya if they're playing things like Fenrir is a Nami.
Yeah.
Like, you're playing to hard pressure the lane, but you're banning the only magical AC that Steve is most likely going to. I don't think he played Olo before this in the tournament. So why aren't you?
He didn't even play any scrims.
What? I didn't understand. Like, you guys literally hard stomped this draft. I don't know why. It was so frustrating. Like, to watch this draft develop.
Yeah.
Like, I was expecting more in the final. I mean, I wasn't frustrated. Like, I was just expecting more from Titans. Like, this is one of the biggest out drafts I've ever seen at Worlds, ever, in my opinion.
Barry, you're sounding a lot like Reddit right now, you know?
Bro, you can't lose with this comp. Like, it's
you're not wrong.
One of the most OP comps I've ever seen. Like, you're giving Ronnie Yamoja, bro.
Oh yeah, that's when we watched Yamoja, I was like, wait, is this a bait? Am I dreaming? Should I do it? I was doubting because it was like, okay, the Assassin supports RP. I'm gonna be against a Fenrir because Aurora loves Fenrir. But then I was just we're just farming the 10 minutes, and if we don't fight too much with Yamoja early, I think we got this, and yeah, we pretty much did that. Farm a little bit, and then fight with the spikes with Yamoja.
Yeah, I mean, that was the first time you got Yamoja the whole tournament, right? You hadn't gotten it up until this point, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, we were not letting Ronnie play that character. No way.
No,
we were gonna pick it if you guys left it open, like first pick, but we weren't. There's no way we're gonna like let it open if you guys were first pick.
Yeah.
Not dealing with that.
And then game 3, I mean, you guys are up 2-0. You guys must have felt like this set was just like over.
No, okay. So when the second game, we didn't say anything, or I didn't say one more because because the last time that happened, we lost the third game. I was like, okay, let's chill, boys. It's okay. And then we didn't scream. It was like, okay, let's just play smart. I was literally replaying this all the game. We don't have to win the game in 10 minutes, boys. Let's just play smart. Literally every single game I was telling, because I feel like sometimes in scrims or like in some SPL games, we're trying too hard to force plays, and then someone teach us a lot about that, like not to fight in dumb spots and all the strategies. And I don't know, it was a really good third game, to be honest. It was more fighting there.
Yeah,
I think.
I mean, you guys were like gunning them down this game. I mean, you were 1-1-17 on Yamoja again. Panatom 8-2-12. Like, it just felt like everywhere you guys went, you were super strong. Yarkor makes the insane play where he like baits the 1v2. I mean, he baited like level 3. He baits for the first blood. In the 2v1, and then again later on in the game when they're kind of dogpiling on him in solo, he ends up getting the triple kill. Like, at what point did you feel like, okay, we can't, we actually won? Did it creep in at all before you guys actually killed the Titan?
Yeah, okay, because I thought we were gonna win with the first Fire Giant we did, but somehow we all died. I think we trolled us so hard. I don't know what happened.
I know what happened. I'm gonna throw him under the bus. Shinto got Ganesh caged, and he just sat in the middle of it and didn't he could just 3 out because he's sold.
Yeah. Okay, I remember some. Okay,
Yeah. He just
after
gets
the
like one
game,
tapped.
yeah, after that game, if Shinto was like, I was trapped on a shoot, and then Sab goes like, you can 3 out, you know that, right? and,
He didn't know it apparently because he stayed in there and he was hitting the Phoenix, and I was like, that can't be good. And then he didn't Aegis until like after his disapparate was either about to go off or like right as he came out, but he took like 90% of his health before he got into disapparate. So yeah, that was a bit of a little bit of trolling, as they say.
yeah,
And I
Paul
really
was
thought that
Paul,
like the Titans, I mean, they kind of came back. They were, it felt like that game was so over, but then at that point they were only down like 6K or something like that, and it was still fairly early. It was like 23 minutes, but it didn't feel as over after that.
yeah, I feel like in the third game we outdrafted them so hard when we picked Heim, and because that Morgan it was gonna be annoying if we didn't have Heim. So I feel like it, I think we draft so well this tournament. I feel like Sabman, Oxy, all the boys were throwing up ideas, or really like chatting in Discord before the game, or like in the studio talking about the games, or like counters and all the stuff. Even picks we didn't play. For example, I didn't play Sarkanic Screams at all. But then Sabman was like, "Okay, Ronnie, you gotta play an assassin." I run it down, and I was like, "Okay, let's do it." And then yeah, pretty much that's how it happened. Then when we were ending, I was like, okay, there's no way I'm a world champion, dude. There's no way.
Dude, that must have been very, very exciting. You guys like clearly pumped. Have you seen the picture of you
Oh
getting
my,
scared by
okay.
the confetti? Dude, I'm here to back you up, Ronnie. I'm here to back you up. That cannon for the confetti was so loud. It was so loud.
It was.
It was very loud. So, dude, I don't blame you. I jumped as well. I just was lucky enough to not be staring at a camera whenever I jumped.
Yeah, well, I was like, my first world champion. I want to see the picture of the team, and it's me dancing or scaring. I don't know what I was doing. I was like, oh my god, bro, it's whatever. I get it, you know.
Oh man, it was really funny. I thought it was good. Also, we got really lucky that you guys won Worlds because the confetti was blue and yellow.
Oh, maybe what's the script?
Maybe it was the script, but that would have been kind of funny if the Titans came in and won and it was blue and yellow confetti and just beating the Leviathans. They would have been like, damn, they didn't think we were gonna win. Like it was against us. But yeah, Handyman had the script. We knew who was gonna win the whole time. There's no doubt about it. All right, I think that's gonna do it for this week's episode. Ronnie, congratulations again on a big win. Now you just simply have to run it back. That's it's just that easy.
And make someone back to back to back to back.
That's right. 4 in a row. Also, a roster leak that they're staying with Zapman.
No!
Roster apocalypse is upon us. We got him, ladies and gentlemen.
No!
I'm too good at what I do.
I'm looking for a team, guys.
We obviously won't be able to talk about roster stuff until it becomes a little bit more solidified. But Barry, you and I have to go over Season 9 patch notes next week.
ADCs suck, bro.
Well,
holy.
You think you guys suck more than mid laners?
Episode.
I think mid laners suck more. No way.
Oh, bro, have you? Okay, we'll get into it next week.
Okay, we'll get into it next week. But we do have our random question of the week. And now I'm realizing again that I didn't think of one.
Okay.
Obviously, something that we really missed this year was having that true after party with everyone. We had a little one, that just like a kind of private event where we could rent out a space last night, but not with all the fans and everything like that. And maybe we throw out some good after party memories that are podcast safe, Bera. I know you're getting crazy up there at the after parties, but
I'll be honest, most of the after parties I don't remember.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'll say my favorite after party memory, probably like of all time, was when kind of the whole fish tank came to an event. Like all the people that have been in the community for a long, long, long time that I'm really close to. Mm-hmm. They just came and we just bonded like the whole time, and it was really interesting to kind of see my impact on them and their impact on each other. And to just hang out, we hung out at the after party a lot, obviously, but we hung out like the whole event, and it was just really fun to just see people that you don't normally see, or people that you never would have interacted with outside of like Worlds and Smite, if obviously life would have been different.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just really cool to get those experiences and get those memories that otherwise we wouldn't be having.
Yeah, I remember that year. I think I like walked outside that year, and you were surrounded by like 10 people, and I was like, "Are you okay? Like, are you good?" Like, there are just so many people like all around you at the same time.
It was awesome, man.
But yeah.
I would love to just go back to that night.
That was a good time. Ronnie, any after party memories to share?
Well, it's fun. I love when, for example, there's Panda and Sapman, and when they're getting drunk, they're just all talking about their worst performance, or like when they fight. It's like so funny watching that because they say literally the same thing every party, or like they're just, no, I'm so much better. No, my jungler was better. No, your jungler shot. No, you're. It's like so funny. It's funny. I like that interaction between those guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me the best part of the after party is just like everyone knows that, you know, no one's like salty about how Worlds went or anything like that. You know, you'll get the drunken sadness from whoever lost in the finals or whatever, but for the most part everyone's just kind of like talking about the year and like some funny moments and scrims and that kind of stuff, and just getting a chance to like actually relax because there's nothing right ahead of you to worry about.
Yep.
That you don't get to do at any other point in the year, because even after a playoff event or something like that, you know there's more Smite to be played, and so having those types of moments is definitely my favorite part. Also, watching a bunch of people do shoeies 2 years ago, the last like real after party that we were able to have at the main event. I think like Dave didn't do one, but like Gore and Pretty Hair and a bunch of Australian Paladins players, they all did shoeies. You're both looking at me like you don't know what that is. When you pour a whole beer, you take your shoe off and you pour a whole beer into your shoe and then chug it out of your shoe.
What?
It's like an Australian party thing that you do. You know, it's like taking. It's like
That sounds awful.
Yeah, it's really gross. It's really gross for sure.
Whoa.
But it looked kind of fun. I wasn't like,
what?
I wish I was doing that. There's something about it, you know, like the camaraderie.
Turn your webcam off and go lick your shoe, bro?
Of course not, man. Of course not. It's just like that is what they do, you know? You just pour a beer into a shoe and then chug it out of there. Imagine you've had a lot of drinks.
Dog.
Imagine you've had a lot of drinks before this, okay?
Like yeah. It makes sense then.
Ron, you're instantly like, oh yeah, I'm okay. I can see it. When next time we have a real after party, all of us are gonna wear clean shoes, and then we can all do a shoey together, huh?
Yeah, we can like go to the store, buy a shoe, you know, it's clean, and then we just pour the drink there.
And then now you just have a special glass in order to use in that situation. All right, thanks everybody for watching and listening. Make sure you give us a follow and give us a good rating and help us with our sponsors and all that kind of good stuff. And we'll see you next time when we go over Season 9 patch notes. Barra, Hazer tried to do the buy.
Oh no, I didn't see the episode. What happened?
He did an okay job. He did a very good job at the not buy part, but the buy part I think is where we really missed you. So we're glad to have you back to say goodbye at the end of the episode here. So take it away, Barry.
Bye.
Yeah. See, that's what we were missing. That's what we were missing.
So clean. Oh.